You're watching Ticket TV. Like, share, and subscribe on your way in. But you guys, so Stephen A. Snitch basically goes in on Jason Whitlock, and he basically reveals on Cam Newton's show that people want Jason Whitlock, out of here, for lack of, just putting a different word. I'll let him say it. Now, he says he personally is not going to be a person to do that. He doesn't do stuff like that, but he says that Jason Whitlock is in hiding and refuses to go outside because it's people that want to, Jason Whitlock and Stephen A. have had a long-standing feud. This thing has went beyond, above and beyond what normal feuds can go as far as TV personalities. This has to be probably the most intense feud of all time between TV personalities. These guys that go at it like this, it got to be something that's real as far as the hatred between these guys and the disdain. Stephen A. went as far as pretty much to call Jason Whitlock the absolute devil. And then he took that back because he said Chris Broussard didn't like it. But he said, hey, man, this guy, he has zero respect for Jason Whitlock, calls Jason Whitlock a lot. Listen, I think both of these guys are the same, Whitlock and Stephen A. The only difference is Stephen A., he goes everywhere. So, he ain't running. You know what I'm saying? Jason Whitlock, like I said, he's in hiding, point blank period. As far as, he do all this talking and all this, he knows what he does. It's a method to his madness that he does this stuff, is demeaning people and all these other things. And, yeah. But Stephen A. and Cam Newton, they had recently gotten to it because, or not gotten to it, but it had been some tension, people had thought, because of this whole situation. But, as Stephen A. promised, he said, hey, I'll pull up. And Stephen A. did pull up. I think Stephen A. is a hypocrite himself. I think Stephen A. is disgraceful himself. I think the shit he did with Kwame Brown was disgraceful. And I asked Stephen A. why he didn't pull up on Kwame Brown. Like, all the stuff he said about Kwame Brown, things he did about Kwame Brown, those same things he cried about Jason Whitlock, he did with Kwame Brown. But those things he says about Jason Whitlock are true as well. But it's just that Stephen A. Smith is that in the same. So how different are you from him if y'all do the same shit?
I got a whole bunch of students there. My man Shabazz, my man Champ, my man Money Mark, Cardell, Rashawn, the whole crew. I got cats. My sister Sumatra, my man Juvie, all this stuff. There's certain shit that ain't happening when it come to them. And a host of other boys that couldn't get down here that wanted to be here for this. Because those are my peeps. It's not happening. And so that's the cloth Ryan is made of. That's where he's coming from. And he probably felt that it was inconsistent with what he knows you to be based on the conversations that y'all had and however the communication
I just want to interject real quick. Because for right there, to you, to everybody that's sitting here, and the millions that will watch, I did not know the fabrication or to add, well, how would you know? It never dawned on me to say, hey, hold on. Well, how did you know he was lying about hitting 17 straight? Like, those.
Where's my man Peggy at? Because I want to look at him when I'm seeing this shit too. Get over here, bro. I want
here.
I want to see you. I want to see you when I'm talking, because I want to look in one direction. Thank you, my brother. I appreciate that. Let me give you an example. Okay? First of all, I had a shitty college career. Let's get that out the way. Cracked my kneecap in half pretty much as soon as I got there. It was over. I said on countless occasions, I had 17 straight three-pointers. I never did it before. I never did it since. I mean, damn. You know what I'm saying? What you want me to say? You know what I'm saying? Clearly, I didn't I'm in the Hall of Fame for the CIAA. It clearly isn't because of basketball, because of my academics. It's because of what I've accomplished. You see what I'm saying? So if you grew up in Indiana or wherever it is that he grew up in, and you talking about what I did in New York 40 years ago, Cam don't have to know the facts to ask, how would you know that? Were you there? What did you see? When you sit up there and say you did his research, yo, bro, why you doing such research? Why are you riding him like that? What, y'all, you said you in your 50s, meaning him. You in your mid-50s or whatever. That means we were in the business at the same time. So why I'm where I'm at and you where you are? You want to talk about black people and say, black folks are sitting there, man, we can't fuck with Stephen A. We don't like the politics, we don't like this, we don't like that. He can't do this, he can't go here. I can go in any hood in America. I travel all the damn time. I don't have to hide in a basement in Nashville or where the fuck he is. I don't have to hide because people want to put me in a body bag. Because you got to have facts. See, when you just attacking people, when you going off, when you Michael B. Jordan wins an Oscar and you gonna call it a DEI Oscar. When you sit up there and you go at Matt Barnes, but you put on a white face. When you sit up there and Ozzie Fudd just sits up there and becomes the #1 overall pick for the WNBA, but you're going to put some shit on social media talking about that ain't about her deserving to be the #1 pick. That's about her and Paige Beckett and say some shit. It's stuff that crossed the line. That's why he hides. Because he got to watch out in public because people want him. Now, I wouldn't do that. I'm a law-abiding citizen. On top of it all, I got too much to lose. And number 3, he ain't worth it. But the point that I'm making to you is that you don't have to know all the facts to know how to question somebody that's pretending they got facts when it is impossible, like literally impossible to have it. Why did I go on my podcast and go off? Why am I willing to sit up there and even broach the subject of him? He mentioned that a professor of mine wasn't really a professor, who's like a mother to me, who's in her 70s, dog. Retired, ain't bothering nothing, don't even know who he is. You willing to go there? You brought up my boy, Spank, my man Gary Stevens. Talked about him like he's supposed to be something, but he wasn't. How you know that? You don't know. So I'm like, when you see somebody that's doing this and then hiding behind God and using the Bible literally to justify every evil, maniacal, salacious piece of garbage that he spews, I'm saying to you and your man, who I respect, by the way, you know that, yo, these are basic questions. So when you say you don't know, this is the Cam I know. Decent brother, good brother, been through a lot, doing a lot, does a lot for a lot of people, got a lot of love in your heart, light up rooms wherever you go. One of the things I rave about when I talk to the bosses about you on First Take, I said, I don't even want to do a road show. My man Rashawn McDonald's is sitting right here next to me, right? Love him to death. I tell him flat out, he's like, Stephen A., you this, you that, you could do this, you could do that. And I go like this on the road. It's gotten to a point, Cam, I don't even want to go on the road without you. I don't want to do a road show. It's First Take. It's me. It's what I do. And if I'm on the road and I'm without Cam, I'm like, oh, shit. I got to hold it down. I don't need to do that when you're there. Because you walk into a place and it's Superman all over again. I was mad as hell when Carolina Panthers had the playoff game and you came out there, you banged that drum, and I was mad as hell because I wanted to be there for you. I was mad as hell when you got your jersey retired at Auburn because I wanted to be there for you because that's what you have done for me on First Take when we go on the road. So I literally, you could ask my assistant and everybody, I couldn't make it. I was like, damn, because I wanted to surprise you and roll up to Auburn when your jersey was just because all I wanted you to do was turn around and see my man Stephen A. there.
So Stephen A., he basically said, he was having this event out with, Cam. He was basically telling him, hey, man, people want to put Whitlock in you know what, man? You know Whitlock gonna go crazy off that. Whitlock feeds off this stuff, man. He wants this type of energy. You know what I'm saying? He claims all this, but he wants this type of negative energy. He feeds off this negative energy. He loves this negative energy because it's the only thing that keeps him in the algorithm. That's it. If Whitlock just had to come out here and talk about regular stuff, and if he did what real journalists do, which is go cover things, nobody would care about anything he has to say. But he has to be condescending towards people. He has to do stuff like that to stick out. He's a real life scumbag. But Stephen A. Snitch is too. Period. So he don't get no pass. he just getting done to him what he's done to other people.
Hey guys, Ticket really hopes you enjoyed the content. There will be a link in the description box and pinned at the top of the chat room where you can go to the Ticket TV merch shop and purchase the exclusive merchandise for men and women. Thanks for your support, and he appreciates all sales.
I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure y'all click those links below. Subscribe to the podcast show. You can donate support to the channel, Cash App, PayPal, or buy that weight loss formula. All the links are below. Peace.